Hello, it's Paul Hurst here from Paul's iPhone on YouTube, from Paul on Twitter. And I've got some exciting news today, making a little video in response to the arrival of this little package from PACT. So PACT are a coffee brewer or dealer or whatever, I don't know how they would describe themselves. I'm in the UK, I don't know whether they ship overseas. But at the minute in the UK, at the very least, they're offering a sample pack of coffee for £1, which is a great way of sampling some of the coffees on offer. Now, PACT do coffees in two varieties, a long and a short. The difference being, obviously, a long coffee is a bigger coffee. A short is more like a single shot of espresso. And PACT have been going for a while, doing the different coffees. And it's almost like a coffee subscription service, really, where they send you coffees every month. And the variety of coffees, and you can, say which ones you prefer and things like that, and then take it from there. So I thought I'd try one today. And the reason why I've held out, and I don't normally get PACT coffees before, is because I use one of these. So I'm a Nespresso user. At this point, all the true coffee purists have found something else to look at on YouTube. But I like the simplicity of the Nespresso and this brand and the system. There's lots of different variety. Of course, it is expensive. It's very expensive, actually. It works out about 20-30 pence a cup of coffee. So it isn't cheap, but there's a lot of variety in the tastes, and I thought I'd do a bit of a video about Nespresso as well while I'm talking about the PACT coffees. So if you're thinking about Nespresso, they supply the coffee in these little capsules and these pods. And the aluminium, these ones are. I've never seen these. I'm going to open it. An unboxing, a coffee unboxing. Oh dear. What heights have we gone to now? We're unboxing coffee on YouTube. So the idea behind these is, of course, you can whack them in the machine there and get a relatively uniform, shall we say, cup of coffee each time. So the machine does a pretty good job at delivering cup after cup, very similar. And there's a number of reasons for that, which I'll go into in a minute. So I've got quite a selection of coffees from Nespresso, but I want to highlight you to this particular pod. And this is not an Nespresso pod. It's from Lidl. So Lidl sell Nespresso compatible pods, and it halves the cost. These are half the price of these, and they're not half the quality. I will say that this is the strongest coffee that Lidl do in the pod format, and they're not half the quality, but they are half the price. And basically, the Nespresso compatible, you just whack it in there and away you go. So I quite often drink PACT coffee when I'm at a friend's house, and he gets all of the coffee beans, grinds it up, and brews it there and then. And I like the coffees. Like I said, they're slightly under roasted to my taste buds. They're quite fruity almost. Quite I don't know how you describe it. It's just seem to be slightly more under roasted beans rather than a rich coffee bean as a more full bodied flavour. These are more subtle. Or the ones I've tasted, it's not really fair of me to pass comment on these guys, because I'm not, it's not like I'm a coffee expert. I just know how it tastes to me, and kind of take it from there. So when these guys announced that they were going to be doing Nespresso style pods, or shall we say pods compatible with an espresso coffee system, I was quite intrigued, and I plumped for the £1 testers, which I'm going to go for here. So I'm going to unbox it now. Oh, live on YouTube. And then we're going to sample it. So I've got all my kit set up here, ready to go. I think I've requested long and short, so I don't know how that works, but we'll take a look. So first things first, let's whack on the Magimix. If you know a lot about your coffee, then you really won't be watching this because, like I say, you'll have switched it off as soon as the word Nespresso was mentioned. But for those who aren't coffee experts, what I would say is the biggest mistake that people make when they are trying to brew the coffee and make the coffee is they put boiling water on it. And my understanding is that burns the coffee and it makes it much more bitter than what it should be. So the great advantage of the machines like the Magimix, and there's other ones available of course, is that it consistently delivers the water at a temperature that's not going to burn the coffee. And all you do is pop your pod in and off you go. I'm going to just put some water through because it's been a while since it was used, so there's no podding at the moment. And this just acts as a cleaner, so it's a way of cleaning the machine. I don't need to put a whole thing through, and you can see why. Now that is warm water, to be fair, so what happens, and I'm sure you're aware of this, but warm water quite often looks cloudy and then it clears as time goes on. So at first you think, what am I drinking? And then the water just suddenly goes much clearer, and you can see that has now already gone much clearer. But there's a slight brown tinge to it because obviously going through the pipes here is coffee from previous pods. So it acts as a warmer as well. So I'm actually going to leave it there for a minute because it's warming the cup nicely. And I'm going to try and get in the box. Now I have to do this carefully because my address is on the box, and I know everybody's really nice on YouTube, but I'm not that keen at my postal address being on the video, so I'm trying to. This could be tricky, folks. Plan ahead. That would be what I should have done. Maybe open the box just before, but I've not done that. So, right, okay. This, if you could see what I'm doing here, I've got a knife out, I'm trying to bust my way in. Right, so I'm in one of the slots. Really not sure about this. Oh, no, it's okay. I think I'm in. I can smell coffee. I can actually smell coffee in the pack. I'm not sure that's a good thing actually. Right, I've done this completely wrong, but that's because I'm trying to cut corners. So let's do it properly because it's not fair on the guys at PACT if they see a rubbish. So I'm just going to pop this here so I can collect this with two hands. Let's be fair to the guys and give them a proper. Yeah, it is. So, great. Yeah. There we go. So what I'll do now is I'll just show you what's in the box. So the box has got four coffees in there, and a little kind of info card as well as to where this coffee's from. Now, what I particularly like about this is these guys seem to send one of these out with each different batch of coffee, and I'm going to collect them because I'm sad like that. But I am actually genuinely interested in where the coffee comes from. So we've got 4 capsules. We've got some short here, which are more intense, espresso. And we've got long coffees here, which are more, not a mug, but more than a single shot. So I'm going to take a long coffee. Yeah, I love the espresso in the morning. What I'll say, comparing the capsules are made of plastic, so they're more like the little capsules, but in design, they're very much like the Nespresso pods. So a combination of the two, really. They feel well packed, feel quite dense. I suppose they would. It's these feel exactly the same. So there's no different colours in this pack. They're all the same colours. And the tips. A freshly pulled espresso forms 3 layers of tastes. Sour at the bottom, sweet in the middle, and bitterness at the top. It's not really selling it, is it, that? But never mind. In the creamer. By giving the coffee a quick stir before taking a sip, you'll mix it up and get a lovely balanced taste. I never knew that about, I don't know if that's true, but I never knew it. And there's the beans that have either been very lightly roasted or, well, yes, because I think they're green normally, so I think they're very light roast now. Let's go through the card, shall we? Medium dark roast. Grown by Jose Isidro Pereira and Nazareth Diaz Pereira. Hints of dark chocolate, cherry and almond. Tasty. So, is this Peruvian? I don't know. Brazil. It's Brazilian, so it's gone quite high up. And there we go. Will says, this coffee has dark chocolate and cherry flavours with a jammy sweetness. The acidity is very mild like ripe apples and there's a delicious aftertaste of almonds. More about the coffee there, Packed Coffee. Really like that. Really like those cards. I really hope that every time you get sent them. That is actually a deal breaker for me. I really like the fact that you can get that information. Right, so let's go. Just going to tip that water away. Get my long coffee. And then into the machine it goes. Push that down and we're ready to go. So, I need some spoons. Should have got all this ready beforehand, but I've not. I don't know why I need a spoon. I'm not going to put any sugar in with it or anything like that. And then we're ready for go. So, 2 buttons on top of the machine. One for espresso short and one for long. Can smell the coffee now, can smell it coming through the machine, and it smells really nice. Really nice. You'd be amazed how much smell can come off such a small little thing of coffee, but it really is quite intense. Real coffee shop style smell. I wish it lasted all day, to be honest. Well, it would if you brewed them up all day. It's still going. And so far it compares identically to the Nespresso pods in that there's a creamer layer and then it's like a drink of Guinness and it kind of just goes down. So it's still going. It'll finish in a minute. I hope it does. It's got to go all over everywhere. It usually does. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to finish. Yes, it does. There we go. That's relatively perfect, that. Now, what I'm going to do is a little cheat, a little tip here for any Nespresso users. And that is, I'm going to pop out the capsule, and then I'm just going to pop through not even a second of water. And that has that effect of just cleaning that pipe that I was telling you about before. So next time, there's not a lot of stale coffee knocking about in there. So there we go. It's complete. And I am going to sample the delights of the coffee. I'm going to see what the packed coffee is like. I'm just going to take a picture as well, because that will be the image that accompanies the video on YouTube. Right, so in we go then. Let's see what we think. Right. It's nice. It's very nice. It's not such a strong coffee. It's not like ridiculously strong that you can't actually taste anything. I'm going to try stirring it to see if the people are right. See if there's any difference in taste at all. All I've done is stir the same cup of coffee. Remember, there's no sugar in this at all. So now I'm going to take another taste. Yeah, it's not made any difference at all. Or has it? Not sure. I certainly wouldn't necessarily say it's made much of a difference stirring the coffee. It's very nice. Can I taste any of those things? Being completely honest, no, it just tastes like a nice cup of coffee. But my taste buds aren't probably what they're supposed to be these days. I certainly can't taste chocolate and almonds and what was the other thing? Was it cherries? Can I? Dark chocolate, cherry and almond. No, I can't taste those, but it is a nice cup of coffee. It's a very nice cup of coffee. It's very drinkable. You don't need sugar in it. You get much more of a real taste, and that's what I'm going to end the video on, is by saying that. Just for a couple of days or weeks, if you take sugar in your coffee, just stop it and then get on to some real coffees like this. And within a couple of weeks, the sugar, it just ruins it. I've got to say, it really does ruin it. It hides, it masks so much of the flavour and just turns it into like a sweet, syrupy nonsense, really, for me. Whereas when you take coffee like this, you really can taste the flavours of the coffee. Especially, like I say, when it's done in the Nespresso pod, the Nespresso machine, which doesn't overheat the water and makes a very, very uniform cup of coffee each time. So that's it. If you've got questions, please do ask. Happy to try and answer them. But that's my review of the Packed Coffee set, which is on offer at the moment here in the UK. They're £1 for 4 pods. They post them through your door. There's no issues with having to sign for them. I will say that during the process of claiming these for £1, you do actually agree to have more sent to you once a month. But I'm reliably informed that if you tried these and then didn't like them, all you have to do is log back in and cancel your order, and you would not be charged, and that would be the end of that. I think you can guess that I won't be doing that. I'll be keeping the subscription going for a while, at least, because I want to try some different cups of coffee. And I do like this idea of finding out a little bit more about the producers and the area where the coffees are grown. Little tip to the pack guys from me, you could do with inventing a logo that goes onto the pods, in this case, and onto the cards, because then the pods don't look all nondescript and you don't know which one's which. So if you're like me, because these pods last for ages, if you're like me and you know you're not drinking this all the time, then wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a pod out and there be a little logo or something on the top there? He's saying, checking that there isn't one, no. A little logo embossed on the top, or a colour scheme or something, and then that responds to something on the card, so that people can then very easily show their guests, show them the cards. They can pick a pod. Like I said, Nespresso do it actually with the colours of the pods, so it's quite easy to see. You've got a menu system. It's quite easy. They've got it sussed. This is new. The pods are new. It's only just come off Kickstarter or something like that. They did actually put it through some kind of crowdfunding process, I think. Not sure whether that's true. I heard a rumour that might have been the case, but I don't know, so don't quote me on it. In any case, the coffee is very nice. I'll let you know how I get on with one of the espressos soon, and then I'll also keep you posted once I get some more coffees from PACT. And if you've got any questions, please do get in touch. But from me, Paul Hurst, for now, I've got coffee to drink, so I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.